Well, we'll call the meeting back to order.
County crews, Garland, Delaware Township, cleaning roads, and condition permits, replenishing on-deck roadstone stockpiles, repairing the paint tile on 350th Street west of Taylor Avenue, building driveways in Coon Valley Township east of Union Avenue, cleaning debris from road ditches in Cook Township, 230th Street.
I had two contacts, and I talked to Paul Strong out west of Sac City, near Dre's, and Arlo and Marlene Sigmund had that road was in awful shape, but Paul said that they did some work on it. I saw him Tuesday or Wednesday last week.
Okay.
And you might just double check on that. And then the other day I had a call here. Bob Parker had called about dust control on 230th. Of course, now with all the rain, you know, it's fine, but they have put some white rock there, and he's pretty concerned that all the way along there, 230th is really getting activity, but those two houses west of M54 there are right up tight to the road. If you would keep track of that.
And I'll be talking to DOT tomorrow, and I'll try to remind them about dust issues.
Because I know there's with the Raccoon River crossing plus NR crossing over 230th that there's been and still will be a lot of truck.
Well, and what probably prompted him to start talking about it was DOT was establishing a haul route to haul ground material out of that borrow pit up there. Well, they originally were going to come down in Sac City and haul, and the city apparently didn't want them coming in. Not going to understand. And so they sent them. I thought they were going to route them south to 235th and come across on 235th. Well, I don't know who decided, whether the DOT or the truckers themselves or the contractor, but they were going down 230th Street. And I don't know if they've been up on 230th Street, but they've just ruined the road.
But the activity clear along, it's from N28 to M54 and beyond. That's the road that they're using, and so I know they just have to keep addressing it just as regularly as they can. And
I don't know if we're going to be able to. I'm going to approach the DOT tomorrow, see if there's something, maybe we can do something different there. Send them to another road, tear another road up.
Right.
But but we need to have a discussion with them on who's going to pay for the inch and a half rock and the other material we hauled out in there. I mean, they've been blading it with their blade, but I was through there the other day. Let's see, was that Friday afternoon? I think it was Friday afternoon. No, I think Friday. I can't remember when I was through there, but they had bladed it apparently not too long before that. But you could see the tracks. The motor grader was leaving tracks this deep on the edge of the road. It was soft, and I pulled over the driveway when I met two pickups just so we didn't have to try to fight for the center of the road. But that's part of our discussion with DOT going to be tomorrow. That haul route, who's going to pay for it, whether something else we can do differently.
And even the north-south, it's not a dust issue, but it's just we got to keep shaping them because they keep going back and forth.
And I called Mike last week. Last Thursday, I come across on 230th, and I met a farmer pulling two wagons on N28. I sort of followed his tracks all the way west on 230th. I think he was coming through over here to almost N14. And just him hauling was leaving tracks. And with the rain predicted, I got a hold of Mike and said, hey, this sort of rutted up here better, because there were some tracks even then that were standing water from the previous rain. I haven't been back up there since then. Yeah.
Well, I think Paul's, they've been around there quite a little. It's just going to take
Yeah.
more and more.
Yeah, and you know, that kind of ties in, 4-day work week, and, doesn't get graded. By the time it waits till the next week, we really, with all this
Yeah.
construction, we might have
Yeah.
to think about that, because I've been on Perkins going up to Nemo, and I've never seen that road in such bad shape. I don't know what's from the guys hauling corn, but it's really bad.
Is it?
Well, that goes, straight north of M60, and it's Perkins. I think it's going to take a lot. It's just kind of pushing it down. There isn't much of a ditch on that road in a lot of places.
And there's some just, some places, and it seems like these last years, there'll be a spot about the size of a pickup that just goes away, yeah. Just.
Well, I think that, the truck traffic that we have now, paid delivery, and there's quite a bit of manure hauling going on this year. I don't know if they did that last fall.
Yeah, we've had, and we've got some haulers that are good about saying, hey, I've been hauling, come check these roads, and we've got other ones that until somebody calls or until we happen to run across it, we don't realize they've been out there destroying the roads.
But at Perkins, that sedan bottom out.
Yeah.
Well, and, when you see places like that, it doesn't hurt to call Mike or you can call the office and say, hey, we ran across something that looks like it should be looked at. I mean, hopefully, now we've got some rain, some dry weather again, hopefully these roads will firm up and straighten out. Project update, M35 bridge, contractors, working and they've got the bridge removed. Bridge replacement of Wheeler, 2227. Richards has been in communication with the landowner there and with the late planting. We're trying to, I don't think Steve is, of course, being held up on other projects he's working on too, so we're just keeping our eye on that, trying to see what happens, I guess. He was originally going to try to get in there as soon as, he was figuring mid-May and get working on it as soon as he could, but with the harvest being late, or harvest planting being late, we'll probably try to coordinate that with Johnson's and make sure we aren't closing the road when they're still trying to plant. Come on. So.
I'm jumping ahead here, but on the Highway 20 bullet point, are they going to work pretty hard at not? I know they can't do two. They're not supposed to do two gravel roads consecutively closed. What about a cement and gravel that are consecutive?
Well, I guess if they want to do that, and they come up with good reasons to me why they're needing to do that, I'll consider it in the length of time that they want to.
At least a short time.
Yeah.
Because now, like with M50 and N28, when those are closed, we really don't want the consecutive road next to it.
Right.
Closed at the same time. Now all of a sudden you're going 3 miles.
I mean, right now in Calhoun, they had Durant closed already, and it'll probably still be closed when they start closing N28.
That's the next one east.
Yeah, one there by Huckers and Albright. I mean, the only thing advantage about that road, it doesn't go anywhere north-south. It's just that 1 mile in there, but for people that are trying to go around the thing, they're going to be better going west than east. But again, it was supposed to be a short-term deal. With the rain, the way it's been raining, they aren't being able to get anything done there either. So.
Well, like N28, they've left open. They're still going.
Is that open?
Yeah,
It was open yesterday.
it has been.
Well, the intent was to close it, and then when they started talking about setting these beams out on N14, we decided we wanted to try to, I requested that they not close it till they got the beams set on N14, because when they're setting those beams, which is that's our detour route for N28,
Yeah.
when they're setting the beams, they're gonna close the road for 20 minutes to a half hour each time they set a beam. There's 12 beams to be set. So it, you know, it would hold people up, and I hated to send them from one
Yeah.
detour set into another one. And, you know, so, the way it originally was gonna work out, it was possibly gonna happen, but with this rain and not being able to move any dirt, N28's we've left it open.
Are they setting their beams in on M14?
Yeah, they've got both end sections set, which, when they set the end sections, it didn't completely block the road, it was just down to one lane and a flagger, so you can still get through. But when they set the middle beams, which are gonna, they're supposed to start today, but with the rain and the wet grade, they've, I think, concerns about the cranes and the ground they're setting on, they put it off till Thursday, Friday, so. But the signage for closing N28 is gonna be, the sign crew is gonna come and set the signs up, or at least set the bases for the signs on Wednesday. And I see we've already got some of the county detour signs laid out. But they're gonna leave the signs either covered or taken down until we close it, which I guess as long as it keeps raining, I just assume not close it. And so I'm thinking we're gonna be looking at least next week before we close it, because I don't think there's anything that'll get any dirt work done this week, and hopefully they'll get the beams done in the meantime. So, I guess just to finish up on Highway 20, then, rain, of course, is temporary stop to work. I am going to go to a meeting tomorrow with the DOT and the contractor to discuss closing on N28 and other issues. Excuse me. Goverson Smith is setting the beams on N14. Christensen is ready to pour the deck on the 230th Street Bridge as soon as the weather and the road conditions allow. I did talk to the inspector this morning, and at one time they were set to pour that, I think, on Thursday. But because of concerns with the road not being able to stand up to 50 cement trucks running up and down it, he was trying to encourage the contractor to wait, and I said, well, as long as somebody wants to pay for the rock that's going to take to get the road back in shape, you know. But so, as far as I was concerned, I see no big, you know, whether 230th Street Bridge gets poured this week or 2 weeks from now, it's not going to make a big difference. But I think the roads will be in a lot better shape if we wait. So, like I told him, the original concern was that it wouldn't be closed through the harvest season. It definitely should be open before harvest. So. Back up to project update, the bridge deck patching. We got a contract with Denko to patch 3 different bridges, and they plan to start on the bridge from D37 over the Boyer within a week is what they were thinking. And while they're working, the traffic will be restricted to one lane. I guess other issues with Highway 20. Mike Kruger, the resident construction engineer out of Cherokee, I think he was in here maybe a couple different times. 2 weeks ago tomorrow, 2 weeks ago, this coming Thursday, he passed away. So, 37 years old, 3 kids, oldest wasn't even in high school yet. I don't know. I haven't talked to him for sure. I'm sort of assuming it was a heart attack.
Wow.
And I think he was under a lot of stress with the project here and handling the one up around Dickinson County. And his right-hand man had taken early retirement a year ago last spring, and had replaced him. I think he was short a couple other technicians up there, so I think he was under a lot of pressure.
So I hear that.
But they've got a gal that's out of Sioux City that's supposedly going to be taking over for him, and she'll be at this meeting tomorrow, and I'll get a chance to meet her. Laura Severs, I think was her name. But of course, a lot of the discussions that I'd had with Mike Kruger and the way things are going, of course, a lot of that information is lost, but we'll have to get her up to speed and talk to her about our concerns. I did talk, the issue with N28 being going to be closed and then repaving that. I have talked briefly with Ivan and Brian Bloom about whether there was any thoughts on what they're going to be, if they go ahead with this project, what they might be crossing the road with, because if it progresses quick enough that they got some idea, or at least a design down on what elevation we need to cross that road with, it sure say secondary roads a lot of money if we could put that crossing in there before they paved it.
It'd be probably 30% of the cost of boring if you could just lay something across
somewhere in there. I guess I'm not sure what size.
I'm just guessing, but that versus a huge bore.
Boring gets sort of expensive.
It's really expensive.
So I've just told Ivan as quickly as they can get figured out what they're going to do there would be helpful to us. But I don't know how quick the contractor is going to move on starting to do the grading either. But he originally said that that they'd probably only have N28 closed for 2 to 3 months, and then they'd have the grading. And of course, the paving wouldn't be done, so you can still come in there and they probably won't pave until fall. So we've got possibly a window of opportunity in there if this project was going to go ahead. And the other thing I want to look at a little bit and talk to Keel and Pyre a little bit, and maybe the existing 18-inch tile underneath the N28 is not it's not in the DOT's plan to replace that as part of their project, although they've replaced all the drainage district tile across the new alignment. We want to take a look at that old tile line that's in there under N28 to see whether we think we want to replace it before they cover it back up. I don't know what kind of shape it's in. Maybe Keel Fire might have some kind of idea, but I don't know how deep it is in the ground either. One of the DOT inspectors was trying to tell me it was pretty shallow, but I don't know. I'm not sure how deep.
In the ditch, in Mary Helmbrecht's, when we looked at that, the existing one, it was down there pretty good at the field level, but then you have the reduction of the ditch.
How deep was it in the field to top, a couple feet maybe?
Oh no, it's deeper than that. Yeah.
Good. Well, the inspector trying to tell me on top of the ground almost, and I thought.
How big tile? It's like 18.
Yeah, it's an 18-inch tile up to 20. From what I could tell from the plans, it looks like it's a 20 coming up to. And I need to get a better.
Because I didn't recall whether it crossed and then reduced. Isn't that correct?
It reduces on the west side.
Oh, it does. I was thinking it reduced on the east side.
Well, I guess all I'm going by is this one drawing that I haven't pulled the district plan out.
And it's been a year since I looked at it.
But this looks like it was a 20-inch, because a 20-inch comes up that west road ditch according to this, and then there's an 8-inch branch that takes off and goes
southwest.
northwest. Northwest.
Yeah.
And then an 18 comes across the road. Is the best I can tell on this drawing.
Yeah, but then I was thinking once it crossed N28 that it reduced farther than that.
Well, this is showing N18.
For how far?
That's the trouble. This thing doesn't really tell you. I don't have to tell from here. Looks like the 18-inch runs for about 900 feet.
To the east.
I'll take that back. 1,800 feet.
No, that's further than I thought.
To the east?
Yeah. I mean, I got the stations on here, but they don't have any stations on this drawing, so I can't tell exactly where that's at. But that sounds like that would almost be, the tile line was almost straight east for quite a while, and then it takes off and goes northeast into Sharns.
If it's 4 foot in the field, they'll probably bust it working on the ditch. Are they gonna widen the ditch and deepen it there?
I don't think our secondary road ditch will change.
Because it'll be, this one will be at grade, so it won't be.
I mean, between the right-of-way lines up there where the main line, Highway 20 goes through, in that area, they cut the road bed completely down to ditch level, or maybe even just a little bit below ditch level, and then start building it back up. But on our N28, they'll just take the concrete and asphalt off, and then they'll start building right on top of there. They won't cut, they won't cut it clear back down to ditch level and fill it back in. If they're gonna do that, yeah, I'd be concerned, because take the cover off of it, and then start driving.
I was there that day. It's not as shallow as, like I said.
But I wonder if there's some other broken tile, that's in the ditch there, and he saw it, he thought that was the top of the tile or something. It could have been repaired there in the past.
Because if I recall correctly, I was thinking they were digging deeper than they thought they should have had to.
Well, in Keel Pyre, I think it's got they had the drawings that the DOT had sent them as far as like that branch going northwest, on what they replaced it with, and I was hoping to get a copy of that and see what kind of elevations that was at, and that would give me an idea how deep in the ground it is.
So, Greg Villegas was there the day they were digging in, I'm sure he documented what.
I might stop out and talk to them. But I'd like to at least look at that, or get their impression of how deep it is, and whether that's something we'd want to do before they crossed it, or before they built the new road up, and replace that with a newer tile.
Thanks.
That's all I've got.
Thank you, Ron. Do we have anything further?
I'll move to adjourn.
I'll second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
We are adjourned.